for the session. Do you have any questions?
No, I don't have any questions. I'm just trying to, as I just saw that this one, what is that document which you sent me? I'm okay with that. It
Okay,
says
okay.
it's just a refresher plus architecture. I'm okay with it.
Yeah,
And the
I
reason I asked you for the syllabus so that to just have a look at it, so that if there's something to a topic which is important which I don't know, I'm trying to connect here. But I feel that is
sure.
really good. That is fine.
Yeah, yeah. I made because I take uh, this batches for the advanced Infoblox. So
Sure.
based on our discussion, what we had, I remember what topic you needed. So I have tried to include that. Only I couldn't send it on Saturday. Sorry for that because I was traveling on Saturday and Sunday. So I
No,
just reached yeah, Sunday in the night. So I did it in the morning.
no problem, Gaurav. No issues, sir.
Yeah. So yeah, we will. So refresher I have kept because we will go with the basic, and there are few points even when people have
Yes,
like
I know
when
that.
they have yeah. So those things I would be covering. And
Yes, yes,
secondly, we will
definitely.
be we will,
Good.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. And in the same way we will be building our lab so that the lab when we reach to the automation phase and everything, the lab is like a self-sustained lab and you are able to create lab on your own going forward as
Great,
well. That would
great.
be the
Sure. Thank you,
idea.
sir. Mm.
Okay. So your first name is Tara, am I correct?
Correct.
Tara. Okay. Myself Gaurav.
Hi, sir.
Okay. So we will start now. Give me a minute. This. Okay, I'm sharing my screen.
Okay.
So you have the lab, am I correct, Tara? That what is you have the
Yeah, actually, no, it was on my the system, my office system, but I just logged in from my home laptop. But here I just installed the VMware. Give me a minute, no? For Infoblox, right? For efficient
yeah.
IP, I have it. For this, I have to download the package, I believe.
Okay.
Which one shall
Okay,
I
but then
download? Mm-hmm.
so you have the VMware workstation.
VMware I have. I just downloaded it. Let me share the screen and show you where I am.
Sure, please share yours.
Okay.
What is the configuration of your laptop? Means on the machine which you are right now logging.
This is a very old laptop, but I thought I don't know whether I can use it from my office, this one or not. So I just logged into my office, personal laptop. But see, I have this space, everything I've checked. I can install Infoblox on this.
Okay. And
For
you have the NIOS,
nice.
NIO. Okay, I will send it across in case you don't have.
Okay, you have it.
Yeah, in
I
case you have
thought
download because I have to share it on the Google Drive, it will take some time. In case you have it, then it would be faster. In case you don't have it, then I would, yeah,
1 second. 1 second.
means login.
Just give me 1 minute, sir. I'll just try to log in and see if I can download.
Because it's a GB in GB, so if
I
I will
understand.
share,
Yeah, I
it will
understand.
take some time. In case you can download it,
I'll
means then
do it. Just give me 1 minute.
sure, take your time.
Password always I forget because normally I log in, yes.
Don't lock it.
No. I know that 1 second it will not be logged because rarely I log into this support portal here. I'll just go for a reset only. Just give me a minute. Actually, I was not sure whether I can log in from my office laptop or not. So if not, I had the image there. Give me 1 minute, okay? I'll be right back here.
Sure, take your time. Today is the first day, so we will take 10-15 minute buffer. We will extend it after 11. No, 10, 15
No,
minutes.
just
No, don't worry about that.
yes, I think I should be able to log in.
Okay.
I just add the password reset. Which one
Yeah,
shall I
then you go.
just go ahead and download it?
The latest 9 what? Nios.
Uh,
The
so,
Nios.
yeah.
The first one, the
Yeah,
first
1
one,
second.
the first one. Yeah, you
Yeah,
can.
9.0678.
Yeah, take it 9.1.
Okay. Shall I download this? Bin
Yes.
file? Okay. Is it
Download no,
vNoise, right?
VNIS. Yeah,
This one, right?
VNIS for VMware. Yes, fixed image.
This image.
Wait a second, just a second. Cancel it.
Hmm.
Cancel it. Try for the resizable image, because then we will, because the fixed image comes with 500 GB. So if we will,
Okay.
yeah, if you have a 1 TB or 2 TB of laptop, then
It will
that
be a
can,
problem. Okay.
it will be a problem if we are going for more than 2-3 VMs. Resizable would be good. We can
Oh,
resize the
okay, sir, I understand.
hard disk.
Okay. Click here to download manually.
Or you can just,
Close this 2 times it started.
yeah, one you can close. Yeah, it is closed. I think one. Check. No, yeah, close this. Pause the, yeah. Anyone you close it. Yeah. Now it is happening. Yeah, when it is happening.
It's saying
So
40 minutes.
yeah, well, let it in. Then we will go ahead with our, yeah, course. Let it take that time.
Okay, sir. Sure.
Okay. I will share my screen.
Okay.
Let me know once you are able to see my screen.
Yes, I'm able to see the screen.
Okay, so before we go ahead with vNIOS, I just want to give you a little detail about how the NIOS hardware is there. So, and what is the difference?
Okay.
So, NIOS, we all know that it is an Infoblox solution for the DNS and DHCP, the IPAM solution. Correct.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
when earlier Infoblox came up, it came up with the hardware device only. There was no virtual device. I'm talking about somewhere around 2010 and 2011.
Okay.
So they launched the hardware version, and what you have to do is you have to buy that hardware version. It used to come like this. This is the newer earlier design were like little more bulky, and you used to go to your data center, and in the data center racks are there. Am I correct?
Yes.
So, so it used to be something like this. Yes, like this.
Yes.
And here you used to install these hardwares, and they used to provide the DNS and DHCP there. We will come on the um, how it used to do on the branch and the hub, but these used to be devices used to be, and then they started upgrading these. So various type of series were launched. So some series are like TE series. Then there are TR series. So TE series is more of an enterprise series. So TE series is like, which is for IPAM, and then you would have seen for reporting there are TR devices.
Yes.
Those are
Yeah.
specialized, yeah, specialized devices series which are for reporting. So it is like that. So if you will go to you have the portal, if you go to the appliances, you will see the various series, then you can see TR and TE series mostly there. So yeah, these are the TR805, TR1405, TR. So these are all actually specialized for reporting device appliances. Even now also when you go for the vNIOS, if you have to do the reporting part, you cannot do it in the T series. You have to download the TR series. Got the
Yes.
point?
Yes.
Okay.
Dedicated only for reporting.
For
TR.
reporting. Yeah. So these are so now if we see our there, so there were various sizes and various configurations were there for TR. So there were T906 which were like for remote sites. So if you have some offices say in Uganda or Africa or something where you don't have a commercial network, or where you don't have a centralized network. Those type of remote sites and all used to manage through the T906 devices. And then there were 1506, which were medium enterprise or commercial. Then came the 1606. There is not much difference as per from the technical level. Only the configuration changes. And what we use mostly is 2306, mostly for the large enterprise.
Okay.
And then it came for extra large enterprise 4106. A lot of bigger companies like Microsoft and all, they use this T406. But what we want to see into this is the various devices which are given in the hardware. Okay, so you can see on and off switches there. Very simple. That is switch on and off. Then there are 4 important LAN connections. So these are like ports. So those ports are 4 important. So there are management, LAN 1, LAN 2, and HA.
HA.
Yes, and these 4 you have to, when we are going for the HA lab, these 4 you have to remember. So HA. HA we would be only using when we are using the HA device. Otherwise, LAN 1, LAN 2, and management devices, which management port is used to connect to the device to the management, means to the network. And LAN 1 and LAN 2 is used for providing the IP address to the appliance. Correct? So whatever you have your grid master IP or grid member IPs, those are actually assigned to the LAN 1 and LAN 2. Got the point? HA would be only used when there are 2 devices, and then they would be connected from a LAN wire through a HA port. Otherwise, if we don't use HA, this port will not be used. And management is always used to connect it through the. Then we have this USB and all console IPMI.
Management is used to
connect to the network. So if I have a new device and I have to connect to the network, now my network is already there. So I am installing my first grid master. So there I would connect my LAN wire from the management to the enterprise network. This port will be used. So actually it gives you if your device is living in the network or not. So in case my LAN 1 is not working, in case my IP device is down, how would I check if my device is live or not? I would use the management port to ping. You got the point?
Yes, understood.
So if my LAN 1 IP is not working, say my device is shut down, or my data center has some issue, some rack got shut down, and my LAN 1 device is not working. So you are pinging your grid master, it is not live. Now you are sitting in India, you are the Infoblox team, and your device is somewhere installed in, say, data center in Singapore or something. How would you check? Then you will go to the data center team and you try to ping the management IP, and you see if the management IP is online or not. In case the management IP is also not online, then there is no other way. Then you have to talk to the data center guy, ask some guy to go to the rack and check the issue. If the management IP is live, you can at least say, oh, my device is switch on, switch off, but my device is live in the network. This is why management is.
Okay.
Okay, so we won't be using much of the management. Management is only to connect. This you have to remember when you are doing into production, that management would be used to connect to that. LAN 1, LAN 2, and HA would be using much more.
Okay.
Okay, now there are 2 types of methods. I think you are aware, standalone or grid, or should I go a little bit in detail?
No, I understand that standalone grid.
Standalone and grid, you understand. Okay. So standalone is for the small hub offices, remote offices where you don't have a central connection. Then you have to, you don't have any other way than to install it into a standalone way and give the DNS and DHCP to those small offices. Very small companies use it. Very small, I would say, companies which don't have a centralized campus network, they use it because there is no other way. If you don't have a campus network, so say I am a new company and I have opened 2 offices. One is in Bangalore and other is in somewhere remote area in Jaipur. So so what will happen is I don't have a commercial network connectivity from the main Bangalore office to the Jaipur office. So what I would do is I will install the Infoblox in a standalone mode in the Jaipur office. So there it means it is a standalone. There is no centralized management. That device is login That device will provide DNS and DHCP and IPAM to that location, but you cannot manage it centrally. You have to log into that standalone
Yes.
device, check it, and whatever services you have to check and do it. But there won't be any centralized management. There won't be any grid master, grid member, nothing like that. Only one device, one, two, whatever, how many you want, you can do it. Most of the companies will not use this method. It's
Yes.
just to understand. Most of the companies will use gridman. So because every company which goes for Infoblox and spending so much on the license, makes sense that they have their own campus network. And
Yes.
now, yeah, so now the second one is the grid member. So the grid method. So there you have to understand the grid architecture and the grid communication, how the grid master and grid member communicate, and how the HA works in the active and passive. So what is the port which connects which is the port number which connects the grid member and grid master?
I think it's 1194 or 2114.
I think 1194.
1194.
Yeah.
First it is 1194, and then after first connection has happened, it is 2114, right? Or is it
Yeah,
first
correct.
2114 and then it is
No,
1194?
it is 1194. And
First it is 1194
yeah,
initial stage, and then it is
yeah,
2114.
yeah.
Okay.
21, yeah. And 2114 happens with the CRAM. I will come to that.
Okay.
CRAM, you know?
I have no idea about that.
Okay, we'll come to that. I'm just asking questions so that I know how much is you know and
See,
how much in detail. Yeah.
yeah, we have not personally undergone any training on Infoblox. It's just what we do on a daily activities we have learned. Just
Got
doing
it,
and
got it.
Googling. Yes.
No issue. That is why I'm going little bit
Yeah,
about the
theory
theory
part,
before going to it.
yes, theory part and all we don't know, but see, we started only with the job, right? So what happens when we start with the job? What is required there? We just go on Google and see what to do for that, what to do for this, and that's how we started.
Yeah, yeah. Everyone started like that, but it is good to have this how it mechanism so that
Yes,
troubleshooting
this
time
must,
yeah
yes.
you get the idea. Okay, so I will not go in this grid master and grid member how they are. So we know you know this that grid master would be there, and then there can be one or more grid members.
Yes.
So one grid master for one grid would be always there. And if you have a multi-grid master, that would be if you have too many of environments you are managing from one. We are going to multi-grid later. We will talk about one grid right now. So whatever we are now discussing would be one grid right now. Multi-grid will be explaining you when we do that check. What is the multi-grid architecture? Multi-grid architecture is nothing but like Vodafone. Just giving an example, like some company is there, XYZ.com. They have bought another company and they have another environment and they don't want to mix it,
Yes.
but they want to manage it from one management console. So what they will do is they will have the multi-grid master. So they will have from one management console, they will have two grid master. Actually, those are two different environments with their own grid master. Got the point?
Okay.
So just give you
Even
an example.
okay.
Yeah, like an automobile company, Bosch. They bought another company, say Volkswagen. So now Volkswagen has their own DNS and DHCP and
ODS.
their own yeah. So they want to integrate it, but they don't want to bring everything under one grid. So they said we want to have a multi-grid architecture. We want to manage it from one console, but we don't want to mix the infrastructure. So what they can do is they will have a multi-grid architecture. So what we'll have, one grid would be your Bosch, other grid would be Volkswagen. So and they would be using one Infoblox console to manage both grids. So they will log in once and then they will select grid master one. They will go to that environment, do all the stuffs, and then they say, okay, now I have to create another DHCP in another domain. So in another Volkswagen, then I will go to that and they will select that grid master and that they will do that. So that is how multi-grid works.
Okay.
Okay. But right now, let's go to one grid. Most of the companies will have one grid architecture. There they will have one grid master, and generally grid master will not have any protocol such as DNS and DHCP. Okay, no grid master will have DNS and DHCP. Grid master is, by the architecture, grid master is made to run the management part, not the DNS and DHCP. DNS and DHCP is the work of grid member. To explain in very layman language, I would say grid master is like a king. So
Okay.
yeah, like a king or a prime minister. So like a king or a prime minister, what its duty is to manage the members of their own council. So he would have a king will have a finance minister, king will have a defense minister. Actually, minister's job is to take care of the finance and this. Prime minister job is to manage all the management, that all the affair runs. That is why DNS and DHCP is like special service which are only taken care by the grid members. The grid master will not run it. Okay.
Okay. Yes.
So grid master does the management. What it does, it keeps the database copy of all the DNS, DHCP, and IPAM and the management infrastructure of the grid. And which database it uses? This is called the database it uses.
Logs.
Why am yeah, I will ping you. And I will give little more detail later on this, what this database is and why it is important. Because it is like a not a very traditional database. So when we are doing this API things and all, we will come to know a little more detail about it. Wait, I will ping it. Actually, it is a mix of database, Berkeley database and some internal structure they have, and they have created it. And you know about block sync?
No. You have to explain me that.
I will explain going forward. I'm just asking because to know where you are.
Yes. I don't know about those database in the.
I will cover it. Once we'll cover this 1 hour, 2 hour theory, you will have an overall view of how the grid member and master work. Then we will create the lab so that things are a little clearer.
Okay.
So yeah, this is the database it uses. And grid master job is very simple to manage this database. And this database has all the logs, means all the things. How many DHCP scope, how many DNS scope, DNS zones, how many records, A name, A record, C name, all those things are there in, as well as the management data as well. Which user is used for what? You have DNS user, you have admin user, what user has the rights. All these things are there. That is why if grid master dies, if your grid master is down, there won't be any update from the grid member. Okay, one scenario. What will happen? So you are giving you one example. You have 12 grid members and you have one grid master. If your grid master is down, say that data center is down, will your grid members be able to provide DNS and DHCP to the end devices?
No, if the grid master is down, no, it's not possible because they are all in the network taking the data from the grid master. So if you have a grid master candidate to promote something, again, there should be a master. Whatever.
But now just updating you. No, this is not correct. If your grid master is down, your grid members would be still providing DNS and DHCP to the end devices.
Okay.
Only thing what they won't be able to do is they won't be able to update the master database. That is why if you see, you would have also came across this question when you are seeing the architecture. I have one grid master only. There is no backup. There is no second device to it. There is no HA is there, but HA is only the hardware. What Infoblox provides is the hardware HA. There is no like data center backup or something. So,
Okay.
but still there is no people, they don't think about having a second grid master. Why they don't think is because your grid members are sufficient to provide DNS and DHCP services. That is their job. It is just like Prime Minister dies, management will stop, but the defense minister and finance minister and all these will keep on doing their
Still
own
give the
stuff.
service. Okay. Okay,
Same
so
the
even
thing
if
is
the
here.
grid master is down, but still you say that DNS and other services, even the reporting services, whatever members we are
Will
configured, that
keep
will
on
be.
only. Yes, they will go on. Only what will happen is grid member and grid master have their own data. Sorry, grid members have their own database as well. So what they do is they keep on updating that database to the grid master. Once it is updated, grid members get rid of their database. They have a small database. If the grid master is not came alive after say 1 day or say 24 hours, maybe grid members and grid master would start getting the database synchronization fail issues, because now their local database has worked. So see, just giving, I am a finance minister and my prime minister has given a job to collect the tax from the candidate, from the people. So I went and I'm collecting the tax. Within that time when I'm collecting the tax, prime minister dies. What will happen? Since he has already given me job to collect the tax, I will keep on collecting the tax. When I will collect the tax and give that there, I don't get any update of the next task. I don't have any update like that. What I have to do next. There only my problem will come, but my collection of tax will go on. That is the same thing. So DNS and DHCP would be keep on providing by the grid members to that. But what will happen when their own DB will get filled? Because now they are, so A record they change, their C name they change, they are keep updating their own local database, and those local database has to be synced to the master database of the grid master. But since grid master is died say for 5 hours, 6 hours, the grid members won't be able to provide the update there, and they won't be able to get rid or clean up their own database for the another task. So after certain time, they will start creating problem. But immediate, if grid master is down for 1 hour, 2 hour, no, nothing will happen. DNS and DHCP will be keep on providing by the grid members.
Okay.
Concept clear? Little bit. Concept clear this part?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Got it.
Sure. So the grid master has the database thing. So now coming a little bit more on the architecture side, how the architecture works. Forget this multi-grid part. We will come to that later, and I will explain you the GMC as well. So GMC, I think you know, it's like a candidate which grid master dies will take the place of grid master.
Okay.
So, yeah. So now I have say 3 grid members. So this is where we have explained. See, these green, purple and orange databases are actually local database of the grid members. Got the point?
Yes.
Green, purple, yellow. Now what is the job of them is to update this to the grid master. So grid master database has to fill up. So all these has to fill up. Now since the connection is broken, this grid master has died, they are not able to update this database into that. This is where they will have the problem. But immediately there won't be any problem. And what is grid master candidate? Grid master candidate is just like a prince, I would give. So king if dies, prince has no duty till the king is working. His only duty is to learn. How he will learn? There would be a database synchronization between grid master and grid master candidate, always at a periodic. So once you have checked any device and make it as a grid master candidate, what it will do, it will, after a certain periodic time, it will keep on taking the copy from the grid master and keep on storing grid master and keep on storing it. It will do nothing till it is alive. So it is not like a it is only a failover. It is not a HA. It is not like load balancing. It is not taking job or half job of grid master. No, nothing like that. It is just like a failover. Failover, and the difference between failover and load balancing is I will come and take half share of your load, of your work.
Yes.
But grid master candidate is not doing that. For load balancing, we will understand F5 and those things later. Candidate is not doing any load balancing. It is just sitting in the quietly in the side. It is just taking the data, base copy, keeping it. Once the grid master candidate dies, VRPP messages are there, virtual router protocol messages.
Okay.
So grid master sends these. So grid member candidates keeps on sending VRPP message to the grid master and keep on getting reply from the master. Once it stops getting the reply from there, what happens is it assumes that grid master has died.
Okay.
And then it takes the place of the grid master. And this is the reason why. And since it has already the sync copies, it can.
No, it takes the place, so it will automatically take the place of the
Automatic.
master.
Yes.
Okay.
Automatic.
How many signals or something it will wait?
Three.
Okay. 3 to 4 times. Only three
Yes,
signals.
three,
Okay. Three
three
signals. If the grid master
yeah.
is not giving any response to the members, then if it is failed for 3 times, then the candidate will be promoted. Okay.
Yes, this is what it does. This is the mechanism actually to check how will grid master candidate will know my grid master died. This is where VRPP messages are there. So these are like network messages at the network line. So it keeps on sending it there on that, and when it receives it is not replying. My grid master has died. Candidate will take his place. And since it already has the sync copies, all the copies, if you see, all it has taken, it will. There would be some periodic, maybe some periodic changes are there. One or two copies, it has less version, but that it will automatically get updated later from it will sync with the grid members and it will take that. But this is how overall grid master candidate and this will work.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, this is just a screenshot of
the grid.
Yeah,
Sorry,
the grid.
GUI. Okay.
The GUI. So here, if you see, this system is written. Why this system is written? What it signifies?
It says it's a standard. It's not in the grid. It's a standalone something.
Correct.
It's only one system.
Yes. So in case when you have promoted it as a grid master in the means in your infrastructure, it will show as a
grid or
grid
Infoblox
here.
Grid.
Yes, grid here, and then you can. So here, because you have not taken that grid installation, you have just installed it as a standalone device. It is showing the system. It is showing a system. So I will go in little because you know these most of the concept. Only the last concept I will explain you much more in detail because then I will go in quickly over this. So grid, you understand, is a collection of one or more Infoblox devices managed by grid master. So first appliance is grid master is the first appliance. So whenever you create the first appliance, you make it as a grid master. Okay, and grid master DB has all the information contained in all its grid members DB. Whatever database is there, and we will put little more emphasis on DB here because API mostly depends on the DB. API never, and API never communicates too much. Like when we are doing it from the GUI, we don't have to worry much about the DB part because we are doing the installation. We are doing it like creating a scope. So you go and create a scope. So in the background, this DB update is all happening there. We don't think on it. What will happen or what is DB doing? But when we are doing the troubleshooting or things like that, my grid member has died. Now I have to bring it up. How many copies synchronization version is there? Then all these DB will come. And when we are doing the API, it directly pulls everything from the DB. So that is also there where DB will come into handy. And secondly, the reporting part. Reporting devices actually they are communicating everything from the database directly. They're not doing anything on the DB. You just configure the reporting device on the DB. Oh, sorry, on the GUI, but you don't. They don't communicate anything much from the GUI. They actually have access to the database and they do it. And shared secret, if you remember when we do the lab, we will do that. Shared secret, what we keep as the password, that is actually the password of the DB.
Okay, got it.
You would have remember if you make one grid master shared secret somewhere, you
Yes,
specify.
yes,
That is the yes. Yes. Third
that
point,
is a
grid master candidate. Yes. Sorry. Yeah. Go ahead.
no, the shared secret key, that is the same key which we use to join our member to the grid also, right?
Correct. Correct. Actually, what it does
Oh,
it when you do that shared secret. So shared secret, once you create the grid master, and feel free to ask question in between, because I want to don't because you
okay.
know a lot of the theory part. So I'm just trying to be little faster, but wherever you don't understand, please feel free to interrupt. There is nothing. So you can,
Uh,
wherever the concept you know, because I understand a lot of this grid master candidate and things you are you know it. So I'm not going very much into detail. I otherwise I go little more, very much into detail into that. But you can feel free where you don't understand, you can
sure,
stop.
sure, sure.
So what I was saying, yes, shared secret. So shared secret is actually when we create grid master, we define a shared secret, and that shared secret somewhere used as a key. So it's like a symmetric key which is saved somewhere in the database, and whenever we have to do any communication with the database, we use the shared secret. So whenever I have to join a new grid member, I have to create shared secret. Actually, that is the authentication method of grid master. So
Grid
whenever you
master.
have to do, yeah, you have to do any communication with the grid master, you have shared secret. So shared secret is like, yeah, the
Okay,
key.
one question regarding this. So, shared secret key is the key which we set up. Is it during the first time of deployment or
Yes, yes, you set up. So when we will,
okay, in the GUI there is an option where we can change the share secret key. So, will that
yes,
be impacting anything or
no, no,
what?
yeah, yes. So if you are changing it, first of all, if you are changing the shared secret key, so you have to update, means the database is updated, and then you have to re-authenticate all your grid members there. So that is there. That is why shared secret key changes, means from the, if you want to go to Infoblox and ask, they will be very they will ask you to be very careful when you are changing this. So when you do it, you have to re-authenticate all the grid members which are already joined there.
Okay, so we have to manually go ahead and go to log into the member and just try to.
Yes, yes, yes.
Uh, yes, I understand. To so.
That is why when they do the shared secret key, so some architect in your company or your organization who would have done the first installation would have set up the shared secret key. So he would be not sharing it to everyone, shared secret. Even if you are in a support team or something, when you require to add any grid member or something, he would be giving you a shared secret key, and you would be adding. But changing it won't be like you go today morning in the login and say, I want to change the safe secret key, and you change it and come back in the evening.
No,
Your
because in
company will
case
have.
if anyone see what happens is in condition that they don't have the documentation or records about the shared secret key. That time we can go ahead and change
Then,
that, right?
then there is no other way. You have to do that. But
We can change it.
oh,
Yes.
yeah, but yeah, means if you say a good architecture method, share secret key is always documented very well. We use some. I can show you some um, some tool like these, keeper or something, to change to keep this save these type of shared secret keys. Or in case it is in AWS or something, there is a secret manager there which is used to save that thing. And then it is only shared. So different companies use different methods. So some of the companies, they are very lenient, so they will give you you access it. But
Okay.
mostly they will do it very, because the shared secret, if you have the shared secret key, you can shut down the architecture very quickly.
Okay. Okay.
Just you change it on the grid master, and the don't authenticate in the grid member. All the grid member authentication will start failing.
Okay.
Okay, so yes, third point, yeah, grid master candidate is a member of grid, which is the exact copy of grid master DDB. It can be promoted. You know that whenever it can be promoted to grid member in case of current grid master failure. Now coming to the fourth point, all communication between grid masters and grid member happen through encrypted VPN tunnel. What
Yes.
this point means? This point means whenever you do this, actually this shared secret key which you are saying is like an asymmetric key. So it is like a key. You would have read about Dolphy method or SHA 256, all those encryption methodologies. Actually, these type, when you set up a shared secret key, actually behind that there is a uh, hashing method which runs. That hashing algorithms create a asymmetric key, and that asymmetric key is used to create a VPN between your grid master and grid member. And every communication happens through that encrypted VPN tunnel. That is why it is written encrypted with the same key. So whenever you set up password, so maybe you set up is a very simple, like uh, um, yeah, Microsoft at the rate 123. So Microsoft at the rate 123 you have set up. But what will happen in background with that password? There would be algorithm is there, and
Sorry.
I'm showing you.
Okay.
This is a hash value is generated. So when this shared secret key, this hash value is generated. So this is actually algorithms.
Okay.
SHA-256. All these are SHA-256. Then you have Delphi method. Then you have SHA-512. So actually, these algorithms are what? These are encrypted algorithms. So doing the encryption, when we do this VPN and all, creating VPN and all, we do everything into an encryption. What encryption does it? It encrypts any data. So if I have to send one message to you, and you are sitting, say, in Hyderabad or in Delhi, and I'm sitting in Bangalore, and I have to send one message to you, and I can say, hello, Tara, something like, yeah, welcome, something like that.
Mm.
During the communication, if it is an open message,
Mm-hmm.
during communication, what can happen is anyone can read it. So if I say I send a postcard, so postcard is like, yeah, hello, Tara, welcome. So if postcard is taken to you, anyone who is delivering the postcard will be able to read that. What message is giving. So my message is not private. Message is got open because, yeah, and passwords what you are keeping, the shared secret key and all. These has to be encrypted. This has to be saved. It cannot be open. Every network running or whenever there is encryption happening, that cannot use that same password. Correct? Means
Yes.
on the network flow, the password cannot be used. So what they do is, in behind that, they have these type of algorithm which are running. These are encryption algorithm. When you go more into cyber security and all, you will know. And Infoblox is a security company, so they have this
Mm.
type of algorithm. So what it does, it creates a it creates a it creates a hash value of it. So whenever there is a hash value created, it actually, this hash value is used to, password is not used, shared secret. This hash value is used for all the encrypt, all the authentication and all. So what is it, is like an envelope. So if I, instead of sending a postcard, if I send you an envelope and put my message inside that envelope and send it to Delhi to you, then no one can read it. Only it has the address where it has to be delivered. Similar way is the encryption. So password is not used. You don't see this on the network. This value would be going, and anyone who tries to change this will see that the hash value get changed. So whenever
Mm-hmm.
you do a change, this hash value is changed. That is why whenever you change your share secret key, hash value gets changed, and you have to re-authenticate all your grid members, because they have
Okay.
to update it. Yes. So encryption is always works in the same manner. So whenever there is a change or someone tries to, and it is used in cybersecurity, means I am sending one network packet from here to Delhi, and someone in the way hacks it and tries to change that password. Encryption will tell you that there was someone who has changed and that hash value has changed. That is way these algorithm works, and you will reject that packet. This is why whenever there is a shared secret key setup, the hash value is generated, and this hash value is actually saved in the database. Whenever there is any authentication, this hash value flows into the network packet, and it is there. And this is the reason it is an encrypted VPN tunnel. It is an encrypted VPN tunnel, and every data which is flowing between grid members and grid master is actually safe because it is encryption is there, and it is going into a tunnel which is a VPN tunnel. It is not normally going on the internet or not normally going on the network. It is happening between the encrypted tunnel. So there cannot be any hacking in between. No one can. So if grid member is sending some data to the grid master, it cannot hack in between. It cannot change in between. This is the reason why they use the encrypted VPN tunnel. And when this tunnel is created, they first authenticate each other with challenge response authentication mechanism, which is a CRAM mechanism. It's called a challenge response authentication mechanism. So the source and the destination port number means your grid master and grid member. And why I'm explaining also I will come to you after explain. The grid master and the grid member will use this port 2114 to communicate with for the CRAM. So this is a CRAM handshake will happen. So handshake will, what happens is source sends one signal to the destination that okay, I am available and I am the right grid master for you. And grid members respond it with its own shared secret key what you have set on the member. So it says okay, I am the grid member and this is my shared secret key hash value. Then what grid master does it goes and checks with the same hash value whether it is the same which is there in my database. And so and if it matches, it says yes, I can authenticate you. And now CRAM handshake is done. Once the CRAM handshake is done, the VPN channel is created, and then the data starts flowing. This is where. And now why it is important is now if you are setting up not the device. So when you are taking the hardware device from Infoblox and you have this then by default 2114 port number would be open because Infoblox and yes. But now if you are doing it on a virtual machine and say or in a AWS or in any other environment, and you don't have this 2114 port open, you will start getting error even if your shared secret key is correct. So if you are saying, just giving an example, you have a VMware installed, say in Singapore, where your grid master is installed, and now you created one grid member in Bangalore and tried to communicate between the there, and you have installed both on a virtual machine. So virtual machine will have its own port number. So if the 2114 is blocked between a firewall, by a firewall in between, what will happen is you will go on the grid master and you'll say, okay, yeah, this is the shared secret key. On grid member, you will keep the same shared secret key. And then also it will give you an error that I am not able to reach grid master. And you will not understand why it is happening because you have your shared secret key is correct. What is there from the grid master, you are using the same here. But the problem happens is why? Because this 2114 port is not open. So this is one. Yeah. So this is one of the point you have to check. Oh, it is failing. The shared secret key is not giving error. Actually, it is not able to communicate grid master. You will go to your network team and say, boss, is there any firewall in between grid master and grid member? They will say, no, there is no firewall. Then you will say, okay, can I check the 2114 port number of the grid master? They say, yeah, it is blocked. Then you say, open it. And then you will open the 2114 of your grid member as well. And then the communication will start happening. In case both the ports are open and there is a firewall in between, in that firewall 2114 is blocked, then also you will have this issue. So you will say, oh, my port is open on both sides, but you don't know there is a firewall. So you will go to your network team and say, boss, is there any firewall in between? You say, yes. Is 2114 port is open on that firewall? They will say, no. Then you will say, please open it because it is important for my grid master to communicate with the grid member. They will open and then your communication will start. This is why explaining this is important. Yes, you don't worry about CRAM and all in day-to-day stuff, but when you are troubleshooting, it is important. Or you are setting up a new environment, it is. Got the point? So CRAM after the CRAM handshake has happened, yes, your grid master member has Yeah. So your encrypted tunnel will create, and then there would be flow of data would be happening. So you can see here same VPN tunnel is created between gridmaster candidate to gridmaster, then gridmaster to member one, then member two. HA part I am coming later. I'm coming on to that. So
Okay.
this is happening. To 2114, it is this cram handshake has happened. So whenever if you have an interview or something, Infoblox, they ask you something about this VPN tunnel, you can explain them about the cram handshake and how this happens between on 2114.
Yes.
Okay. So now coming to HA. Now what is the difference? Okay. Do you have a HA environment in your for grid
Yes.
master or grid member? Yes. Okay. Have you seen one thing in your go today in production and see both will have the same subnet IP
Yes.
until unless they have the same subnet IP, the HA will not work. What it signifies?
It's the same network.
So if you will go in your so if you go to your production, if you see the grid master um, primary device, first one, it will have some IP like and the second will have exactly the same subnet. Or 15 or 16 or something from the same
Yes.
subnet.
Yes.
It means it is on the same subnet. So if you are from a network background, you know that we have 2 to the power 8 when we in the IPv4 we create address for all subnet. So my private IPs start with 10 dot.
Then.
So all
Okay.
the private IPs are 10 dot 10 dot. Yeah, this is private IP. What is the difference between private IP and public IP is private IP is within the network. Within the network means within the enterprise internal network, and public IPs would be on the internet. Something like you would have seen if you will go if you have external DNS, the application which are there, something like this IP. Correct.
Yes.
All your internal IPs would be from the 10 dot. So it
Yes.
means it is a class C network. Class C networks are always
Private.
for internal, and in that internal also I will ping you. And in that internal also you will not have you will see that when you have created grid master HA, it is actually even the first three. If you see that first 3 octet, it would be same for both the IPs. It can be only between 2 to 1 to 256. So it would be like same IPs, something like
Okay.
this, something like this. Correct.
Okay.
These 3 octet, if you will see, it would be same. Go and check today in your production. It would be always same. If you will try to do this, it will not work. Even when they are in the same network, even this also is in the same internal network. But it means it is on the same subnet. Same subnet means it is connecting in the same in the network. It is on the same branch. Means in the same data center in the same location.
Yes.
This and in case if it is not in the same location, it will not work. That what does it mean? It means that it is only providing you hardware So only the last octet we will see can be different. The first three would be same. Then only it work. It means it is on the same location. It means in detail. It means if you are in the net from the network point of view, it means it only provides hardware failover. Nothing more than that. What does it mean?
Okay.
It is only providing you hardware failure. What if my this subnet goes down or router associated with this subnet goes down? What router associated with this subnet goes down? Both primary and secondary will go. Which is called as active and passive.
Yes.
Both will be down. So what does it mean? One router which was associated with this subnet, if it went down, both my devices went down. Means my gridmaster has gone.
Yes.
Means if my data center, if I have kept in a server room, or say not even data center, one server room where my both HA devices are there.
Okay.
Example in say server room of Bangalore. If that server room power goes down, my both active and passive will do. Correct? So it is not providing me network failover. It is not providing me server failover. It is just providing me hardware failover. So
Yes.
HA in Infoblox only provides hardware. In case there is some issue with first device, second device will come up. But it is not giving me any on the network because it is giving on the same subnet. This subnet can be only assigned to one location. It cannot be assigned to multiple location. So I cannot keep one of my, say I cannot keep my active device in server room Bangalore and passive device in Singapore server room. If this could, I could have done. If this I could have done. This is I can't do.
Okay,
If
in
this
case
could
if
have,
there is if the hardware fails or something on the first only then the node 1 and the node 2 can be used, like the passive will be used
correct.
here. Yeah,
Now you understand. Yeah.
but if there the network if it is down, definitely even the grid master also will be down. That is not going to this node 1 and node 2 both will be down. That will
Correct.
not serve anything. Yes, right?
Correct. So in case, so this is not giving me any disaster recovery or any failure on the server room. So if this I could have done, agar, just think of it, I have my active device in Bangalore and my passive device in Singapore, which I cannot do with the present design because subnet has to be same 10.100.200.x. I can't do the same subnet. Definitely Singapore would have something like 10 dot
Different type, yes.
100 dot 230 something. So I cannot do that. That is how it would be. So in case I could have been able to do, and my power in Bangalore goes off, my complete power shut down in Bangalore, my passive device would have worked in Singapore. Got the point?
Okay.
In case I this is hypothetical. This is not
Yeah,
possible.
but
I'm
it's not possible to set up with because we need both subnets to be same.
saying this is what I wanted to explain you. So you have to understand the grid master HA only. Why I'm explaining this much? master, HA only gives me hardware. It is not giving me network failure. It is not giving me server room failure. It is not giving me data center failure. It is not giving me disaster recovery. Nothing more than that. Because a lot of people, they say, HA is there, it can take care. What HA will take care? HA can only take care if first device have some issue within the hardware or the server. Second will come up. But if some problem is there on the network, it will not happen. And from the network and from the Infoblox expert point of view, you need to know that.
Yes.
Correct. So
Yes.
if tomorrow a scenario comes up where they say, no, my router in the Bangalore is down, and you know that in the Bangalore only your active and passive devices are there, and then someone comes and says, HA will take care, then you can ask him, you are absurd talking. Okay, it will not take care. This is why I was saying. Yes.
Exactly.
This is why I
It's a
explained.
very good catch. Yes.
Yes. So you can explain. This is where your expertise comes. Then you have to explain it. No, it will not take care, and we have to work and we have to bring it up. Otherwise, in after some time, 1 hour or 2 hours, my grid members will start failing. So this is where you're okay. So this is why I was explaining you this point. Before going into HA, this is important.
Yes, yeah. HA is just only the hardware and not something related to networking. It will not take care of that.
Yes, that is why if you compare HA of Infoblox, it is not means the HA of Infoblox. It is not actually giving full functionality. It is giving very basic functionality.
Basic functionality.
And
Yes.
that is why, that is why if you will see one more thing I can show you. If you would have seen, they use F5. F5 is a different company. You know that F5, you have heard about F5?
I heard about it. Yes.
Yeah. So F5 is actually a load balancing company.
Yes.
They create, they bring into market the product which are related with load balance and failover. So actually, if you see, this is Infoblox side. Actually, Infoblox has a partnership with F5 and they are integrating it with the F5 for the failover in there, because they know their HH which is there can only serve very limited
Basic functionality. Yeah.
functionality. So for the data center and all, and for a big enterprise level, you see, this is Infoblox side. I have not opened anywhere else. It is a block, right? And they are integrating and using load balancer manager from F5 GTM. If you will read about F5 GTM, it is actually doing the GSLV. So GSLV is your DNS load balancing and failover of your load balancing. So this is why F5 comes into picture. Otherwise, they don't do it. So Infoblox is like, okay, I'm expert in DDI, DNS. I'm not going into HA and load balancing thing. I will take it from the outside.
Okay, so they're integrating these two. Okay.
Yes, you can see a complete solution here. When you will, if you are setting up a new Infoblox environment, you will see it is a complete solution they have given Infoblox along with F5.
Yeah. So all of the HA, whatever we configure, is it started? It's been integrated with F5.
No. This HA is not integrated. If a company, they see, if I am a company, if I go to Infoblox, I will say, you are giving me HA only or the device. What will happen to my network level HA? What if my data center is there? See, as a company, I would be worried. Na? So I will say to Infoblox, okay, your HA is only giving me hardware failure. It is in the same network. What if I need a disaster recovery? What if I need a load balancing? What if I need a failover from the network level or at the data center level? Then they will say, boss, I have an integration with F5 for that. My HA is only for the device level. And if you have to go above this, you have to integrate it with F5. This is what, yeah, this is. So this what HA you are seeing here, this is not F5 provides. F5 provides a complete other. So they use their GTM. So what they do is, they have the GTM. GTM is like a load balancing. So what you can do is you can So what you can do is, yes, big IP. So what you can see do here is you can add various devices in HF5. So what they do is Infoblox devices are set up. Yeah. So what they do is various Infoblox devices they take and put it into GTM, and that provides them load balancing and failover for the network at the data center level. And inside
Yes.
that this HA what we are talking about, this runs. So this only gives the hardware level. So for hardware level, they give it.
Okay.
You have
Got
this
the
point?
point. Yes, got the point. Thank you.
Okay. So now coming to the HA part. So HA part, node 1, node 2, active and passive. There will be two devices, active and passive. If we read about the basic of it, actually Infoblox support two appliances to be configured in HA for redundancy. But which redundancy? Hardware redundancy. And it is supported in both standalone and grid deployment. But we are talking about grid deployment, so we will talk about grid right now. So two nodes participating in HA will be active and passive. Only the active node would be handling. You got the point? Active node would be handling the DNS and DHCP, not the passive. So it means it is not doing load balancing. It is only doing failover, and that too hardware failover. The interfaces of HA and LAN 1 of the Infoblox appliances will be used in HA. So now one more interface will come into picture, the HA one. We saw the LAN 1, LAN 2 management, and fourth one, the interface. Now how the architecture works is, there is a concept of virtual IP. You are aware of the virtual IP?
Yes, VIP.
Yes. What it actually does? What the virtual IP does?
1 second, sir. 1 second. No, I'm not
Yeah.
sure. I'm sorry. We're talking about virtual IP, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
What
I
is the
know
role
that.
of it?
It's the grid master IP, right? Virtual IP
Yeah.
which we set up.
Yeah. But if you are setting up a HA in the grid member, virtual IP would be there as well. So it is not grid master IP there. Have you set up grid HA in grid master as well as in grid member or not?
I have not worked on this HA. It was already set up for us.
Okay. We will set up in the lab.
Okay.
Okay. So what it does is virtual IP is nothing but a example. You means me and my father is living in some address, say XYZ address. My father is the active device. I am the passive device of HA. Okay. I have my own IP address. Means I have my own IP address and my father has an own IP address. IP address you can take as a mobile number. Okay. Now someone asks, okay, I have to reach XYZ address. So I have a phone call installed in my home, which is like my common phone. So if someone asks to my neighbor or something, I want to reach XYZ address, he will say, okay, take this number 10.10.10.100. This is actually the phone number of their house. You can contact Gaurav also and his father also there. Virtual IP is just like that phone number, which is like a common. So active and passive device will have their own IP address. Understand this. Active and passive will have their own personal IP address. But for the outside devices, whosoever want to communicate, because they don't know what is their active and passive, what's there. For them, there is a concept of virtual IP. So they will contact the virtual IP. Got understood a little bit?
Yeah, I understood that. Let me just tell you. See, there will be, as we know, every appliances will be have an IP. Here, Node 1 and Node 2, they'll have two different IPs for them, and there will be a virtual IP where outside members have to contact them. They contact first to the virtual IPs, not the Node 1 or Node 2. So Node 1 and Node 2 both are common for them.
Correct.
Correct?
Something correct. Correct.
Node 1 and Node 2 is common for them, but
Actually, they are not worried about node 1 and node 2. They say I will contact virtual IP. Node 1 and node 2 take their own business, whom they want to, how they want to do.
okay, it's in this Node 1 and Node 2, which is the HA, this one, which you told me that like before we had this concept, like HA, it's used only for the hardware functionality, right?
Correct.
So this Node 1 and Node 2, it has a basic like only hardware functionality. The IP is the VIP which they communicate. Is it right? Something like
Correct.
that.
Correct. Correct. Something like that. Yes. I will make it more clear with an example. Because
Okay,
you will understand this, configuring HA would be very easy task.
okay.
So I'm just setting up an IP, say 10.50.100. I will. Okay. Now I have two devices. I took two devices. I set up a node 1 on node 1, these two IP address. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
These are their personal IP address of device. These are like personal IP address of device. Active is active is active now. Passive is behind it. Whenever the active is, so they are not doing one point to be. They are not doing load balancing. There is no load balancing at all used in until DHCP comes in. There is no load balancing there in Infoblox. For HA, for grid master member and candidate, sorry, grid master and grid master candidate, there is no load balancing. There is no load balancing at all in the concept of Infoblox until DHCP failover association comes. There is a concept of load balancing. So active would be active, and it uses the same VRRP message which GMC uses, and we will come to it. So we will see this here in this, how the VRRP advertisement is going to the there, and how node 1 will know that node 2 is active or not. So before that, let's understand this. So this is like personal IP address. So they use it for personal. Now what happens is active is active and passive is behind that. So we create a virtual IP. So whenever we are doing an HA, we create a virtual IP. And this virtual IP is actually something which is assigned to both. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
this virtual IP is something which is assigned to both the devices. So now for the outside world, means think of it as a grid master. Think of it as a grid master. So now whatever grid members are coming, they are not worried about their personal IP address 100 and 102. That is their hardware IP address, node 1. They are only worried about 103. So they will connect. That is why we say HA VIP is the grid master IP, because for the grid members, so grid member 1, grid member 2, grid member 3, they will connect with this IP for communication. They are not worried. And what internal will happen is, inside this virtual IP, what will happen is passive will keep on sending VRRP message to this. If 3 VRRP messages are missed, what will happen? This will become passive. Sorry, passive will become active, and this will take the virtual IP and start functioning as active.
Okay.
This will become passive. So for grid members, if I would have not used this VIP, for what will happen? Grid member has to now first they were communicating with this 100 IP. Now they were communicating with this 102 IP. So why they have to worry? This is their own internal communication on the
Yes.
hardware level. So that is why the virtual IP came in. So virtual IP like became a IP of their HA. So it has to not change. So what happens is this just keep on this virtual IP just keep on switching between here and here.
Yeah. Okay.
So whenever this becomes active, virtual IP will go to here. If this become active, virtual IP will come to here. And since grid member and grid member 2, grid member 3 all are communicating with virtual IP,
No virtual IPs.
they will be communicating. This is why the virtual IP concept.
Got it.
So, and if you create HA for grid members, then also the virtual IP will come. Virtual IP will become the IP of grid member. So if you will create the grid member into HA, if you will go to the grid master, you will see it is only communicating with the virtual IP of the grid member. It is not worried about their own IP. That is why the VIP is not just the grid master IP. Based on the situation, it can be the grid member IP as well. Understood this concept a bit?
Yes, I got this point.
Yeah. So it is very important because we don't have to worry about whether it is HA or not HA. If it is not HA, then there is no concept of virtual IP. This 100 is only the one IP. But now if there are two devices, so it has different IP. So virtual IP becomes the IP of these two devices. If this concept is clear, you will understand this. So virtual IP get mapped to the HA interface of the active mode in that HA. So virtual IP gets mapped to the HA interface of the active. So it is always there on the active. So it is there in this HA interface of the active. And now similarly, virtual MAC also get binded to. So whenever there is a virtual IP, there is a virtual MAC also created. It also get to the HA interface. That is why your HA interface comes into picture when you create a HA. Otherwise, till now HA was not used. Now coming to how the communication happens between active and passive. Active and passive database is always in sync. They achieve through a mechanism called block sync.
Okay.
So just note it down right now, but
Yes.
I will explain it later when we are doing the lab. Again, this data is also similar how grid member communicate with grid master. It happens through an encrypted tunnel created between the active and passive. But one more concept which comes here in handy is VRRP advertisement. What happens is the active node sends VRRP advertisement to passive node every second. If passive node misses 3 continuous VRRP messages, passive node assumes active is down and still transitions itself to.
Okay.
Okay. So active and passive are always connected on the node with the VRRP message. So if the VRRP messages are missed, 3 missed, then passive will understand that active is down and this creates a very big troubleshooting issue in sometimes in Infoblox
Okay.
called
Confused active issues.
yeah. It is also called as this also, and this is also one name of it, is split brain. Someone will call it split brain as well. Keep remember that term. Actually, both same things.
Split brain.
So what is this active issue? Why is this? Why I was explaining you VRRP. Consider a case where my VRRP did a reboot just for some time. It was during that reboot, VRRP messages were missed by passive. Say 3 messages and every second. So within 3 seconds, passive will understand if it didn't got 3 VRRP message, what will happen is passive will assume active is down. And what will it will do? It will make itself active. Whereas active was not down, it was just rebooting, or the network was not available for 3 seconds or 10 seconds. So it is also active. Got the point? It is not actually shut down. It just was just not receiving the communication broke for some seconds.
Okay.
So what happened was just a second. So what happened was both became active, and now this is a problem because both will start serving to the there, and this is a very big.
Yeah, you both become active, but first the signal. How do like passive, right? How do is there any signal which it comes to know that the active is come up or something like that?
No, they didn't. That is what I am saying. Only VRRP message is there. So passive is active is sending VRRP message. Passive is replying.
Yeah. Active is sending a message to passive. But
Yeah.
as soon as active comes on, it will again send a message, right? As soon as it comes on.
Yeah, but till that time, the passive has already became active. Now it is not acting as a passive. This is the problem.
Okay, the old active member also is an active now.
Yes, old active is also active. New also has become active. So there is no passive now. So there is no VRRP communication happening. That communication has broke.
Okay, you don't get reply now. The old active is sending a signal to the passive, but passive is active now. It's not getting a signal, reply signal.
It's not at all worried about it. See, it is only communication. Okay, if you don't receive 3
signals,
you become passive. You become the active. Now it has become active. So it is started sending, because it is active, it will send the VRRP signal. So first one is also sending VRRP, second one is also sending VRRP, and no one is replying to VRRP.
Okay.
Just give you an example. If my father and me are at home, so my father said to me, in case I don't report back in 1 hour, you became the head of the house. So it was actually meant for any issues. Just a second. So now I was just programmed like that. I was just waiting for 1 hour, and now my father was somewhere because of something he didn't came back after 1 hour. I became the head of the house. Now my father returned and he says, I am the head of the house. I said, no. You have already told me I am also now the head of the house. Now it's like a clash.
Yeah.
That is why it is called active issue.
Yes, I got that point. Yes.
Okay. Because the communication has lost, and this happens when here you can see, even if you read this.
Yes.
And this is a very known issue of Infoblox. Means it is like it is coming in Infoblox from last 8 years, and there is no solution of it. Because they are not able to solve this anything they couldn't do. Whatever method they are using it, they are not able to solve. Only way to solve is reconfigure the port. Reconfigure the port means you have to switch the port, ensure you are connecting there, and then you have to verify the IP, and then you have to restart the systems. Apart from that, there is no other way or Infoblox providing any solution.
Okay,
so what
so
you
we
have to do is
manually reconfigure.
you have to manually reconfigure, and Worst case, what happens is you have to reconfigure the HA always. Means you have to all again go back, reboot those both devices, set up the VIP and all those things, reconfigure, resync happens, and then it becomes active. Means the what happens is there is no other way. It means there is no fallback mechanism when both become active. There is nothing like you can go and configure and one active understands and become passive. No, there is no other way. So you have to reconfigure everything, and you have to reinstall
Both
the HA.
HA IPs. We have to remove it from the network, and then we have to add both the HAs on the network again. Right?
Correct. So the faster way I can tell you in production is what we do is we immediately go and reboot both the devices. And meanwhile, it is rebooting. We go and configure on the console the HA there. And after the reboot, when it comes, it syncs back correctly and one become active and another become passive.
What do you configure in the GUI?
This IP address. So GUI, we will do the lab when we will set up the HA. We will do that HA part. So that virtual IP, node 1 IP, node 2 IP, all those we set up again. That complete
I
HA
got that. Yeah.
That you have to configure. And within that time, it reboots, it resyncs it, and one become active, another become passive.
Yes.
So see, this is the both photos what I am showing you. One is before the HA, other is after the HA failover. So the clients were sending, so these are the clients, they were connecting the active here. Node 2 was the passive, block sync was there, encrypted tunnel was there, and this VRRP message was flowing. Now VRRP message got stopped. Node 2 has become active. Node 1 has become passive. All the clients will go on to this. In between, if split brain happens, both becomes active. Then the client gets confused which one to connect.
Yes.
So this is the overall concept of HA. Now users and all these things come up, but we will do the lab before that.
Yes.
Let's see. Let's
it's
open the lab.
downloaded.
Downloaded. Now can we start creating it? Can you share your screen?
Sure.
Till now the theory is clear. If any question you have, you can post it in the email or also not an issue.
Sure. I'll just go through this. Okay, can I have this slides here? So I'll just try
I will find it.
Yeah, I'll just go through, make some notes one by one what you have written after the session. Yeah.
Sure. I will send you after the session. I will email you.
Yeah, so that I'll make a note after the session. If I have any doubts also, I can just ask you, right? No issues, right?
Correct. No, you can. You can.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I'm busy, I will. If I'm busy, I won't be able to reply immediately. When you post it,
yeah,
I will reply whenever I am getting time. I will reply. Even in the group
sure,
also,
sir.
you can send you.
Okay. So here I just downloaded it. It's here. You hope you are able to see my screen.
Yes.
Okay, we can install this here, right, on this virtual machine?
Yes.
Or should we go with the create new or open virtual machine?
Both the options you can do. Open a virtual machine. Go to that. Open it. Yeah. I accept. Next. Wait. Just go back. I have to just see if I can. Okay, resizable to 150G. Okay, next. 815. Always choose 815. Especially in this virtual one. I will tell you. No, nothing here. No V app required. Not very import. 3 machines, different name. Create 2 more machines.
The same one.
Yeah, next. Change the name to grid master, grid member 1. Name, make it the name change, grid member 1. Type it grid member 1. Yeah, 1. Next, same thing. Now same. Then go to first one. Change the name grid master. Can you just left click the first machine which is already there in the library? If you see the library, my computer below.
No, I think there is some error in that.
Yeah, it is power on. Settings. Just select it, left click. Rename.
1 second.
Okay. Rename.
Is it giving any option to rename? I don't think so.
Yeah, it was giving.
Okay, this one. Not enough physical memory saying.
Yeah. We will do it.
Mhm.
Go to the first one. Go to the first one. Rename. Yeah. Just delete it. Now make it grid master. Okay. Now open the settings of this.
This one.
First one setting.
Okay.
Okay. Hard disk is this. How much is the RAM of your machine?
This
Just
is
check the
my.
local machine.
Let me just check it because
Yeah, I have to make it smaller than that.
no, this is not my system. This is my husband's. I don't use this only.
No issue.
Where do we get this? System configuration.
Yeah.
No system configuration. This system.
First one system.
Click on system yeah, I'm clicking on that only. Okay. Storage.
Okay.
It's not saying it's still space only on this, right?
No. Can you open my computer? Can you open this folder? This yeah. Open any folder. Just
This
open this
temporary
folder
files.
Explorer. No. But I have to check what is the overall. Yeah. Let's not delete anything. Wait a second. Go to this open this folder.
Okay, I'll just open this
Yeah.
documents then.
Yeah. Yes, folder.
Mm.
This PC, there is an option below OneDrive on the left hand side. There is called this PC. Left click there. Properties. Total GB is 16 GB. Okay. Okay. Then what we have to do is Now can we go to that machine? I mean VMware. Make the memory as 4 GB. Yeah, drag it down to 4.
It's not coming. I'm driving in.
You have to switch off the machine and do it. First, you have to switch off that machine. It is in power on. No? Make it power off. Go to the power option. Fifth, 1, 2, 3, 5. Yeah. Make it. Yeah. Power off. Now go to that. Now go to the setting. Now it would be. You would be able to.
Okay.
Yeah, it will take time, but at least you will be able to create your lab. Wait. Hard disk also, can you make it to 50 GB? Wait a second.
250.
Not 250. Only 50.
Only 50.
Yeah.
We do have an option for this. Where do we know we have option for this?
Compact. Third option. Compact. Click on compact. You have any laptop which is having at least 1 or 2 TB of space?
No, actually, no. I'll just try to install this lab on my office laptop itself today. After this session,
Okay.
I'll just try. If that works for me, we will do from. I will do from there itself.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
even
I'm.
compacting also, I don't think it will be able, because you have only 250 GB of hard drive on the local system, and if it takes 150 GB, the second machine will always be a problem. Okay.
Okay. So the.
Click on OK. Now try to power on both machines. Before that, power startup. Go to the grid member 1. Yeah. Settings. Make this space memory as well 4 GB. Now try to power on both. Both has got power on.
Yeah, I just powered on it. Sorry.
First one is there. Can you check the second one? Yeah, power on.
It powered
Yeah,
on.
it is power on. If you bring this console little bit here, there would be a green light which will give you indication. Bring this console little bit more into this side. Just expand. Yeah,
Yeah.
this cursor is. Can you give me
Yeah.
control?
Yes, 1 second. You can. It got somewhere. Where is my cursor? I don't know now. I'm just moving my mouse. I think it should come out of this. Or where is my cursor now? Can you just take the control and see?
Click Control
Escape.
plus C.
Control plus C.
Control.
Okay. Where is the cursor? So something happened. I think I'm inside this.
Actually,
And
yeah, actually, it has stuck. I think grid member 1 because it is consuming most of your resource. It would be very difficult on this system to build the lab. I'm telling you.
okay, then I'll just try to get it on the other one. I'll just try to
Yeah.
install this. And
What
see.
we can do is we can break it today. Now,
Yes,
just
we
get
can
your
break.
another system. I will send you the slide today. What we have done.
Yes, I
And
will
yeah,
make an from there we will start then.
yeah,
I'll
we will
make sure
start a
that
lab
we
from
have
there.
grid master and grid member. You want these 2 things, right? I will set up and keep these 2 by the next class.
So now you know how to create it. So at least you make grid master and 2 grid member. Grid member 1, grid member 2.
2. Okay. Grid member 1, grid member 2. I will make it and keep it ready by next class.
Yeah. Just make it ready, then we will start doing the lab.
Sure, sure. Thank you so much. Just send me
Thanks very
that
much.
slide, so I'll just make
Slide I
some
will send
notes
you. I will.
also.
I will
I'll
send
make
you.
some notes. Okay, sir. Thank you so much. And it was really very nice, and most of the topics were all interesting. Thank you.
Sure. We will make sure that, yeah, it's a good
Yes, sir.
learning experience for you.
Yes, yes, exactly. It's really good thing. I feel worthy worth of this 1.5 hour, 2 hours.
Sure. Yeah. Thanks a lot for
Thank you,
your
sir.
time. And yeah,
Thank you so
we'll connect the
much.
same time tomorrow. Bye.
Okay, bye. My system is stuck now. You have to log me out. You can go ahead and disconnect, sir, because my system is stuck, right? I'll be not able to disconnect from Teams also now.
Hi Tara. Tara, can you hear me? Yeah, hi Tara. Do we have a class? I mean, is going to continue or how?
ಒಂದ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಾಮನ್ ಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಬೇಕಾಯ್ತು. ಕಾಮನ್ ಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಬೇಡ ನಿನಗೆ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ನಿನಗೆ ಅದರೊಳಗೆ ಏನು ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಡ ಅಂತ. ಅದು ಈಗ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ